majority of what we are doing was sort of to try and see that the individual businesses, all of them will continue to grow them. And we're trying to also change the business from now going forward. Because most of the business like the sugar, we spin the sugar, the flour, salt and pasta division, to their own subsidiaries, which was wholly owned subsidiaries of Dangote Group. And we listed them in the stock market. That was the first time that we went to the stock market. And we had a very successful IPO. It was buying the book of capital market at that time. And we did very well, wishing the Obajana branch. One of the experience that I got in terms of building a huge industry in Nigeria is to do with level of infrastructure. There was what you call a grinding table, the one that we use to grind the limestone before we turn it into the powder and then you start the process. It weighs about 180 tons and the size is huge. So when we brought it here, we could not even take it out of the pot because the only option was for us to demolish the gate of the pot, which would have become very controversial. That's one. Number two, there was no crane in Nigeria that people did that was. Of course, we did a crane of 200 and 500 tons because it has to stretch the boom. And if it's that, then you need 3 times the power to be able to do it. And we couldn't. And then we had to run a survey with the Federal Ministry of Works to find out, okay, these are bridges in Lagos, would they be able to handle 100? And no, not one. All the bridges will not be able to, because the weight is in one, single location. So it's not spread. So the 180 tons, they said that no, they will not even allow us because all the bridges were not designed to carry 180 tons. And we are stuck. For what? We are stuck almost for about 18 months. But when you are stuck for 18 months, it's not just you are stuck for 18 months. The clock was ticking at that time. And I remember one time when I went to I went to one seminar, and people came out. They are complaining that no, it's very difficult. You can never ever create a business with interest at 10%. It is impossible. But they are just making noise. So I laughed, and when I started making my presentation, I said, well, you guys, you are lucky. When we established our business and we started borrowing money, at the time when we were building Obajana, I think we have even paid 42% interest rate. Yeah, we have paid 42% interest rate in between 2004 2005. We are paid, because you remember the banks, even themselves, they are very small. They are tiny banks because the capital was 2 billion naira. So it's not that they had money. They too, they are struggling. They are just small banks. Even the capital market, the total capital market before the banking consolidation was just 1.6 or so trillion. It was after the banking consolidation that the market went as high as that 13 trillion. But it was 1.6 trillion. It wasn't really that big. There was not really big money. So when we started Obajana, we had a big, massive cost overrun for various reasons. Number one, there was no feasibility study on Obajana. We didn't do any feasibility study at all. And there was a reason for that. It's not that we were ignorant, no. Because at that time we were a bit scared. We didn't trust anybody. Because we didn't want the news to get to Lafarge or to get to anybody that were building a cement plant. We've seen how Lafarge dealt with us by looking us in So the best thing for us is to lie low and pretend that we are not doing anything. Because if we come out, they'll cut us off. So we decided that we are not really going to tell anybody. So there was no visibility at all. just wondered, okay, fine, if we are to build this, what do we do? Okay, but we had actually forgotten about the infrastructure. And the guys, FLS, who are the biggest in terms of cement plants, they did not tell us exactly what and what we should do. You know, because they do, what they wanted was just for them to sell their machines. And once we give them a letter of credit, that's it, you know. So we said, okay, fine. The estimate was 480 million. We didn't even calculate the interest payments, you know, because when you are in an industry, it's different than doing trading. Because with industry, you will not reap any benefit, you will not take any dime, not a penny. You will be able to take out of that business until you finish. So you will be pumping and pumping and pumping. It's the day that you start producing, and even the production has to be right before you start collecting money from people. So that's the other aspect of industry. So, but we went in and we started from 480. Now the thing became $1.2 billion. But we're very big because we are faced with so many issues. First issue was the issue of gas. There was no gas in the area, so we had to run a 90 kilometers gas pipeline, which we built also as part of the project. There was no power, and we had to build 135 megawatts of power because at that time, you know, so okay, fine, to do all these things, we need this. And then I spoke to President Obasanjo at that time, which he now directed NEPA to buy the excess power. We wanted to generate excess power of about 90 megawatts. So it is also, you know, it was our own thinking that we should generate that so that we'll be able to make additional income. So that's why we now invested 135 megawatts plants, 345 megawatts each. We did that. Eventually, NEPA didn't buy it from us, so it's one of the lessons of business. So with that one now, what we did was to go to IMF. No, not IFC. We went to IFC, that okay, fine, please, we are looking for financing, blah, blah, blah. It took them some time. You know, IFC, they do more due diligence on the person than on the company. And even the last time, a month ago when I met their CEO in Addis Ababa, and now said, well, Lars, I hope you have changed your thinking, yeah, you know, the way that you do business in Africa. Because in Africa, if you take somebody's proposal, you will sit on it for 6 months. That business will become stale. He doesn't need that business anymore after 6 months, you know, because things do move around very fast. He said, no, they have changed now, they do things differently, you know, and even they will look out for ADB, you know. He was saying, why are we not dealing with ADB? I said, no, we are not dealing with ADB. Not that we hate anybody there, but it's just that at the time we needed ADB disappointed us, you know, and why? Because we went there, look, we're entrepreneurs, we want you to support us, we want to do this and that, you know, and really we became like a laughing stock, you know. If you say, well, do you guys know what is cement factory? He says, yes, we do now. I mean, I didn't go, like I didn't go to the meeting. But our CEO, Alhaji Aliko and Uzo, who was our corporate finance director, they went there and made a presentation. So they came out with 7 years, term, moratorium of 2 years, and then repayment of 5 years. We said, okay, fine, we agreed, with that. But they are also very smart. We were also a bit desperate to collect the money to finance ourselves because we didn't expect the plan to cost that much, you know, and we're a bit tight of cash, so we needed it. But they put something right there that, okay, fine, if we're going to expand anytime, all the lenders have to sign up and allow us to, to give us a waiver to expand. the issue is that they don't want us to expand at all, for that period of 7 years. So we said, okay, fine, we took the money. The Nigerian banks contributed about just about 180 million, 179 million, and then we go 300 million. Total, we took $479 million. That was the first loan that we arranged with IFC, which was also good. It gave us a very good mileage, a good record also, and we pushed through. We got the money from them, which really became a good relief, and then we started expanding also, Benue. We were expanding Benue but slowly, but now we went very fast to see how we can turn Benue into a bigger company. The intention was actually to prove to Benue people and also to Nigerians that yes, even Nigerian can also do the same thing. Because what they used against us at that time is that we didn't have a technical partner. In Nigeria, it's a crazy, it is a crazy, system. Even today, as a Nigerian, you now go and bid for a power plant. Somebody will not turn around and say, okay, who is your technical partner? I mean, like us now, we bid for Shiroro and Gregu, and one crazy guy in EPE was asking that, who are your technical partners? And my guy really replied him that, well, the businesses that we are doing now, do you see any technical partners? But that is what it is, really. That is what it is. And I'm sure if you go forward, most people in government, they will stop. I have nothing against foreign investment. But you see, foreign investment does not really go anywhere where there's no local investment. Because it's the local investment that will be able to drag the foreign investment. You see, because foreigners are not fools. They have burnt their fingers here and there, for, God knows how long. And unless they see a local investing, they will not come in at all. Doesn't matter how good it is. Because they will believe that there's something that is wrong, which they cannot see. But you as a local person, you know the terrain very well. So they won't come in at all. So with that, that was the, issue. Anyway, we took the money and our own financial model was actually what worked. Despite all these challenges, because partner, we had to build an airport, and the place is in the middle of nowhere, so we had to also build an airport, which is helping us today. Because without that airport, we couldn't really rely on the government. Because we have signed agreement also. It is also for your own listening to know. Yes, when you sign an agreement, sometimes if it's government, they might not do it, and if they don't do it, there's nothing you can do. Today, the road that the government is supposed to build, from the Obajana Kaba Junction to the factory up to Kaba Runabout, they only did about 18 kilometers. And the 18 kilometers that they did, now there's about 42.5 kilometers to be done, which we wrote to them 8 months ago that please allow us to go and do this road free of charge. We don't want your money anymore. But even that one have not received the approval. So that is also one of the toughest, it's not really easy. And sometimes people think that yes, you sit down and we're just making money. No, yes, we are making money, but it was a lot of difficulty. So what happened was that now after collecting the money, then we were a bit relaxed, and that is when we were able to go through that agreement again. And we thought, okay, these are the first people, and these are our competitors. They've gone to corner us somewhere. Because when somebody is saying that, no, you cannot expand your business until you have a written waiver from 13 lenders, which is difficult, and all the 13 lenders they have to agree. So if they don't agree, which means we will not be able to. So that's why we say, okay, well, let's see what we'll do. And they know, based on their calculation, we will not be able to pay that money for 7 years, which means we are trapped. It means that there won't be any expansion. At least they've been able to box us into a corner and keep us in Nigeria so that we will not go to anywhere. So we keep fine.